Alemite is an OEM manufacturer for Caterpillar and John Deere grease guns. This is the pistol grip grease gun I bought after doing some research for a high quality manual grease gun. I wanted the pistol grip because you can operate it with one hand while holding the hose with your other hand. Assembly is easy. Thread the hose into the head assembly by hand and lightly tighten with a 5/8 inch wrench. I am testing the grease gun two-piece coupler by unscrewing it and then retightening it by hand. You do not want it too tight, so you can take it off. The end of the coupler has jaws that you can insert on a zerk fitting and then tighten it so the jaws lock onto the zerk fitting. Okay, you want to change your grease cartridge in your grease gun. You don't want to run it clear down to where it's empty. You want to change your cartridge right, and there's a little bit of space right there before it runs completely out. Then you change it. This prevents creating an airlock. To change a cartridge, you'll unscrew your grease gun about 1 to 1.5 turns. And you'll pull out the plunger. And this one locks. This one locks right there, fully open. Now this is a new grease gun. You would push the old grease cartridge out, remove it, throw away it in the garbage can, and once it's empty, pull and lock your plunger all the way open again before you insert the new cartridge of grease into it. Insert a new grease cartridge vertically from the bottom. Remove grease gun cartridge top off. Screw head assembly onto the cylinder hand tight. I did have a little difficulty getting the fine threads on correctly. Unlock plunger rod from slot in cylinder cap. Move the plunger rod up and down while spinning it, which will move the air pocket in the grease cartridge out around the plunger rod shaft to prevent an airlock. This grease gun worked perfectly the first time without any problems. I did not have to use the air bleed valve with the way I loaded the grease gun. Use the air bleed valve if you get an airlock. Put the grease gun in the volume position, pull the plunger rod out, and put it in the locked position. Push in the air bleed valve, unlock the plunger rod, and push plunger rod into the cylinder, which will push air out of the air bleed valve. Then grease will appear out of the air bleed valve once all air is removed. Another feature of this gun, you can switch it from volume or pressure. Now volume lets you deliver 1 ounce of grease in 30 strokes. Shifting it to the pressure position allows the gun to develop 7,500 psi on this model. I want to run it on the volume. I don't want to run it on the high pressure for just putting grease into my zerk fittings on my car. I'm wearing my 3M safety glasses for this job. The coupler did stay on the zerk fitting where I adjusted it. I want to hold it on by hand while I use the grease gun and move from zerk fitting to zerk fitting in a timely manner. You can push the coupler onto a zerk fitting and tighten the coupler onto the zerk fitting if you prefer, so it will not come off or leak any grease. You can see I stopped inserting grease into the zerk fitting once I seen grease push out of the moved dust boot. This is the best grease gun I have ever used or owned personally. You can find these grease guns on Amazon, eBay, Caterpillar, or at John Deere.